Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy. We start with LSU and Arkansas. Here's the deal. You're driving around or you're watching on YouTube. If you're paying attention to this show, the odds statistically are that you're an LSU football fan. Maybe you're not, but the odds are that you are. And I'm just going to try to get inside your mind here for a second and see if I do a good job of that. When I say LSU and Arkansas, you probably look down your nose. When I say, is LSU-Arkansas a rivalry, you say, no, we don't care about Arkansas. We care about Bama. We care about Florida. Like, that's where your mind probably goes. I'm just guessing, but I feel like it's a rather educated guess. Do you hate Arkansas? You're trying to find some room to hate. You got tons of hate for Alabama. You hate Florida. As of last week, Ole Miss is singing Hotty Toddy during the LSU alma mater. You probably hate Ole Miss. You probably suggest, Arkansas, who cares? That's just my guess. But I feel like it's probably on the right track. And you probably understand that Arkansas does very much hate LSU. That fan base hates LSU. It's a big deal when Arkansas plays LSU in that program. And that's not me guessing. You can take one trip over to hogville.net if you want, and you can read. They don't like LSU any. And Sam Pittman was on the SEC teleconference today, and he spoke about the importance of this rivalry in the Golden Boot and LSU and Arkansas and what it means to that state today.
Anytime you have a long history of playing each other, and the proximity where we're recruiting, against each other, I think that puts a different feel towards the game. And then you throw a trophy in there. Certainly, we've talked to our kids. We had a bye week too, so we had a little bit more time, but we talked to our kids about the significance of the history of this game and what it means to the state of Arkansas.
And it does. And you can try to brush that away as an LSU fan, but quite frankly, it's the wrong thing to do. Let me go into these numbers. This is not like one snapshot or a small deal. This is a significant piece of the history of this rivalry. And I'll break it down this way. Let's talk about recruiting and where these two programs rest in terms of talent acquisition. Let's just take the last 6 years. I'm not going over 20 years of recruiting classes. Let's just look at the last 6. Over the last 6 years, do you know how many 5-star recruits Arkansas has hauled in? The answer is none. Over the last 6 years, do you know how many LSU has hauled in? The answer is 11. Even more damning, do you know how many 4-star recruits Arkansas has recruited over 6 years? 32. That's a hair over 5 per class of 4-star players. How many has LSU had in the last 6 years? 85. They've almost tripled the amount of 4-star recruits as Arkansas, and 11-0 in 5-stars. The talent level between these two programs is not comparable. It is never comparable when they step on the field. Let's look at championships. In the last 24 years, LSU has won 3 national championships and played for another one. Arkansas, not even in the zip code. Never. Arkansas last went to Atlanta when I was in college. I was a freshman, 2006. They have never won the Southeastern Conference Championship game. LSU, been there, done that. There is no comparison over the last 20 years. And you want to start going back to the 50s and 60s? Yeah, Arkansas had some damn good teams. Southwest Conference, sure. You want to talk about this era of college football? Arkansas is not even a blip on the radar. LSU's a blue blood. And look at this game year in and year out. Yeah, LSU has won 3 of the last 4. All of them decided by 3 points. Last year, 34-31. Might I remind you, Arkansas sucked last year, and LSU had the Heisman Trophy winner, and it was in Tiger Stadium at night, and it took a miracle for LSU to win that game. 2 years ago, LSU went up to Fayetteville, 13-10. LSU had just beaten Alabama 13-10 is what it was. Arkansas came into Tiger Stadium 2 years ago, beat you 16-13. The year before that, LSU won it by a field goal 37-34. Then you have like the Chad Morris years where Arkansas didn't beat anybody. So I'm not really going to count that. Chad Morris literally never won a conference game. He collected all that money up in Northwest Arkansas, never beat anybody in the league. My cat Teeny tied with Chad Morris for SEC wins. 0. But you go back to 2007 through 2015, that's not a small sample size. That's 9 games. Arkansas won 5 of them, LSU won 4. This is not one coach. Not just Les Miles, not just Ed Ogeron, not just Brian Kelly. It's not just Houston Nutt or Brett Bielema, Bobby Petrino, Sam Pittman. It's all up in the air. It's all comparable. This has been a competitive rivalry on the field despite the massive talent advantage that LSU has, despite the massive prestige advantage LSU has, despite the massive differences in the two stadiums. Arkansas gets up for this football game. You want further evidence to this? I will give it to you. How has Arkansas done against Alabama the last 17 years? They are 0-17. They've never beaten them. Further, how about Texas A&M? They recruit 4 and 5 stars. Did they win the SEC? Never. Did they win national championships? Never. But are they better than Arkansas? Are they more talented than Arkansas? Yeah. How's that rivalry going? A&M's won 12 out of 13. Auburn's schizophrenic. They're good sometimes, terrible sometimes. They pop a Cam Newton. They go to the national championship game with Nick Marshall. Sometimes they're awful. They've won 9 out of 12 against Arkansas. Arkansas doesn't play anybody at that talent level the way they play LSU. So you can laugh and jeer and sneer at the boot all you want, and you can look down your nose at Arkansas. And look, I'm sitting here right here. I'm an LSU alum, an LSU grad. I'm an LSU fan. I don't hide from it 1 second. And I told you last week that it made me sick that I had to sit here and give you my honest opinion that Ole Miss had a better football team than LSU last week. That's what I told you all week long. I thought they did. I'm still not certain that LSU's is better, but they sure as hell won on Saturday, and that's all that matters. So I have some of that arrogance and some of that ego as well. It's just in there from success. It just comes with it. But I can also look at the history of this rivalry. I can look at the history of this series and suggest, hey, the dudes in that locker room better get ready to go this week because you're going to show up in a full stadium full of people that do not like you, that are on a mission, that are off a bye week, that are ready to play some football. And if LSU thinks, well, Ole Miss is in the top 5 and Arkansas kind of sucks, just give us the ball. Where do we show up? You will get beat. Because it happens all the time. I'm just going through all this history right here. And I'm not telling you that Jacob Hester and his 2007 team with Matt Flynn and the whole gang underestimated Arkansas. That was a unicorn of a team with 3 guys in that backfield that were stud NFL players. And that's not going to happen at Arkansas ever again, but it did that year. But the point being, you understand you're in for a fight when you play in this game. And I don't care about the golden boot either. They can leave it wherever it is. I care about winning the game. And we talked about this yesterday. If LSU shows up and wins this game, all of a sudden, you're really in an advantageous spot late into October to make a push to the college football playoff. And LSU's good enough to do that. But it's not going to be a walkover on Saturday night. I told you all of August that I thought Arkansas was going to be atrocious. I told you I thought they had no quarterback, talent level's gone, Petrino's not going to rescue them, and they were going to be probably the second worst team in the SEC. They're not. They went to Auburn and won. They played a good A&M team close. They should have won at Stillwater. They manhandled Tennessee and beat them with a backup quarterback. They're not good. They're not great. They're not going to Atlanta. They're not going to the playoff. They can beat LSU on Saturday, and they're going to care to do it. So LSU, it's the first key to this football game is going to be to match Arkansas's intensity. And the guys that I talked to yesterday, Josh Williams, Braden Swinson, Jordan Gilbert, those guys, we asked them, how do you get back up after an emotional win like that? And they all gave the right answer. And the spirits were high, and the energy was good, and it felt like they were ready to go. And I have no reason to believe they won't be ready to go, but I'm just reading you the history here. Arkansas will care a lot on Saturday, and you're going to walk into a stadium that is going to be on fire. And we've seen some SEC teams go on the road this year, and it hadn't gone so hot. So just to lay that out, I like LSU on Saturday right now, but there's some staggering numbers about how Arkansas performs against Bama, A&M, Auburn, and then you look over and you go, well, how do they pair against LSU? Well, about split down the middle, and when you consider the talent differences, that shouldn't be the case. It's a rivalry game to one side, and you need to match that intensity coming up on Saturday. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.